you guys know Tamar has been in the headlines for the past few months. This time around, it's about Tamar in this new show, Get Your Life. Now, I told you guys that WeTV had severed ties with Tamar, and they, from my understanding, it was as if they were no longer going to pursue that show, Get Your Life. However, WeTV has debuted the show. It's been on for what, maybe 3 weeks now? I think they were in like the 3rd episode this week or something like that. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's awful, it's horrible, and I mean that in the most respectful way towards Tamar. I don't know what it is, you guys. Like, I don't know what the intention was. I don't know what they were actually trying to attempt with this show, but they actually captured Tamar in some of her worst moments. Like, you've never seen Tamar look so horrible. You've never seen Tamar look so distraught. You've never seen Tamar look so out of it, like completely out of it. Okay, this is what I'm getting from Get Your Life. And so I'm watching the first episode, and it's Tamar sitting down talking to some sort of therapist. And to be honest with you, I've told you guys about these therapists and these people. Like, that therapist, that lady, what's her name? Goldie, looks bat crazy. She looks crazy and she sounds crazy. Like, and I'm watching this show and I'm like, who hired this lady to sit down with Tamar? Like, they couldn't find anybody else who came across a little bit more professional? Because Goldie seems unprofessional to me. Like, Goldie does not seem like she has Tamar's best interest at heart. She doesn't. It almost looks like somebody is trying to pull a scam over on Tamar. It looks like they were trying to actually sabotage Tamar's image. And it looks like they were just trying to bash another black woman, to be honest with you. Because Tamar, there's a scene, I think it was in the 2nd episode, where Tamar, she got upset. Tamar went on a rampage throughout the whole house, and she went off on production. Tamar told them that they were not going to portray her as some angry black woman. And you know what? I don't blame her. You know why? Because they sat up there and wanted Tamar to be upset and mad about some stuff that, hey, Tamar has no reason to be mad and upset. And she explained that. She's looking around her house. The girl lives a lavish lifestyle, okay? She's a black girl in America with some coin, all right? Why would she be mad? But the producers of the show, you guys know Mona Scott. Mona Scott is actually, like, she's spearheading the whole project. It's a Mona Scott production, okay? But anyway, Mona has her video people in there, like the people who are actually filming the show, and they're looking for Tamar to give them something explosive. They're looking for Tamar to give them Ghetto Girl. They're looking for Tamar to just fly off the handle and go off the deep end. But Tamar doesn't want to give that. And if you guys can recall, this is what Tamar was talking about in that earlier statement that she released. And she was telling us, hey, listen, these reality shows and these production companies told me that they would shoot me and edit me in a certain way. However, the end result turns into something that I do not agree with. They're making Tamar look like some sort of charity case. Like, she looks like she needs help. And you know what? I don't think that's Tamar's issue. I think Tamar is fine. It's what they're trying to force out of Tamar that turns into a conflict. Okay. Now, Tamar thinks that they should be shooting her at the studio because she's an artist. Tamar thinks that they should be maybe following her on a jog or like working out and stuff like that. And like, we like that. Like, it's cool. It's great to see. But production, listen, and you guys know Mona Scott. Mona Scott, she does all of that, Love and Hip Hop, like all of that's like they like the drama. Okay, and so I was devastated to see Tamar in that condition. Like, it broke my heart. Like, I didn't want to see it. She even had her son Logan there in the house. Like, Logan was there, and Logan was asking Tamar to make him something to eat or something like that. And like, it was just heartbreaking. Like, I didn't want to see it. Like, because you know what's happening, right? What's happening is that Tamar is trying to live her normal life, trying to be a parent and all of that stuff. But she's got all of these cameras and production people in her home, and that's how she has to eat. That's how she makes her money. And so I get why she does it, but you could tell that, like, Tamar's over it. Like, she's sick of it. And, you know, listen, the best advice I can give you, Tamar, is to keep your head up, okay? Like, keep singing, all right? Despite that old no good man that you're dealing with. if you want to talk about that, let's talk about that. That man, David Adefeso, sounds like the worst thing that has ever happened to Tamar. And he's on the show as well. David Adefeso is on the show. You can tell he's new to the whole process. Like, he doesn't really understand how to behave and how to really conduct himself on camera. And so you can tell it's almost like Tamar holding his hand, you know, through the whole process. And whether the conflict between Tamar and David Adefeso was real on that show, or if it's real right now, like, I don't really know. Like, it could very well be fluffed up, but I'll tell you guys something. Recently, David Adefeso released a statement, or, well, it was a text message between he and Vince, because what happened is that David Adefeso actually kicked Tamar out of the house. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. David Adefeso kicked out Tamar and her son. Yes. And then had to have Vince come over and pick up their things. He sure did. And so he sends Vince a text message talking about, well, Vince, you know that we've been going through some stuff and we haven't seen eye to eye and blah, 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 blah. But I want you to know that, like, Tamar and blah, 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 all of this stuff, right? And Vince didn't want to hear it. And you know what? I don't blame Vince. That's my son. That's the mother of my child. How dare you kick them out? How dare you leave them high and dry like that? How dare you? I couldn't believe David had done that. Like, and so I guess he expected Vince to be friendly with him and like understand where he was coming from, but Vince shot back and he was like, look, I don't know what went down in that house, but you're not going to sit up here and villainize the mother of my child and throw my child out like that. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. This is not going to happen. Okay. And so Vince told him, nope, they're not ever going to come back over there. We're actually going to come by. I'm going to come by and pick up their stuff. Okay, and if you need me to, I'll have some cops with me to escort me in there to get their stuff. They don't need you. That's pretty much what Vince said. Okay. And so shout out to Vincent Herbert. You guys know Vincent Herbert. I told you guys this before. That's Tamar's ex-husband. That's the father of Logan. Vincent Herbert was a bigwig over there at Interscope Records. He's responsible for bringing us Lady Gaga. Okay. That's Vincent Herbert. That's Tamar's ex-husband. And so, who knows, maybe Tamar and Vincent are going to get back together and maybe just, you know, restart their family and stuff like that. I would love to see it. I think Vincent Herbert is one of the best things that's ever happened to Tamar because, you know, Vincent Herbert had Tamar rubbing elbows with Gaga and people like that. I know they're great at co-parenting. I would love to see how they get things back on track. You know, I'm not saying that they will, but if they do, I would love to see how that unfolds. Okay. And so I'm going to stay tuned to this, you guys. If you have not seen Get Your Life, I suggest you check it out. It's over there on WeTV. Now, Tamar is not promoting it at all. Like, if you go to Tamar's social media, like her Instagrams and the Twitters and stuff, like, Tamar is not even talking about the show. So I don't know if, like, you know, maybe Tamar, like, she's aware of how they made her look and she doesn't want any part of it. I don't know. But Tamar, like, there's no promotion coming from Tamar's end. And when you're looking for the show, like, the show only airs on that Thursday night, like, for that one time. Like, they don't rerun it. Like, I mean, they rerun it that same night, but like after that, like the next days or whatever, like you never see a rerun or a re-airing of the show. Cause it's horrible. Like, it's horrible. Like, I mean, I showed up to see Tamar. I like Tamar. I showed up to see Tamar, right? I didn't want to see Tamar looking like that. It's just a bad look, okay? Horrible. Anyway, moving